off, I believe y'all mean Gene Chizik, not Muschamp, right?
No, Muschamp was he was paying defensive players. He pulled $400 out of it and handed it to some defensive player.
Correct.
It's only $400. You just got to make some money.
It's only $400, but it's an NCAA violation.
You're correct. Chizik is the named coach that's in this report.
But no, I saw Muschamp's name was on ESPN.
Muschamp's mentioned ESPN, but in this report what did you say her name was?
Selena Roberts.
Selena Roberts.
I was way off. I was Rebecca. I was way off. I botched that.
Hey, well, this stuff happens everywhere, man. I mean, who cares?
It's the SEC. It's supposed to happen, right? SEC football.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
You think Les Miles ain't feeding a couple mouths?
Everyone is. Hey, you'll find out in 10 years that Nick Saban was hooking everyone.
Hey, how do you think Alabama gets all those 5 stars, man?
All those sillies. I mean, it's a factory. That's how it happens. That's how it works.
Nick Saban's probably like, here's $50 and my wife's ass. Take it. Pound it.
All right, I just wanted to show you all some love, man. I'll call back in a little bit.
All right, man. We got our guest coming on next. I just talked to him, so he should be back any second.
All right, hey, Dave, you're a fucking bitch.
Have fun doing Courtney's laundry.
Gas-faced him.
Get him out. Get him out.
Gas-faced him.
There you go. Get him out. You gotta get him out.
We got to cheap keep bang him.
Yeah. All right, so joining us shortly should be Seth Stanley from StarFantasyLeagues.com. You have any? There he is. Hey, how you doing?
Very well. Thank you for having me.
Hey, how you guys? Hey, how you doing? You're live with the Lumberjacks right now. This is everybody. This is Seth Stanley, right? That's your last name.
Seth Young.
Seth Young. Okay, I thought you were brothers with Zach. That's the information I got.
Zach's brother is Justin.
Oh, okay.
Zach and Justin, two brothers who founded Star Fantasy League.
Okay, so you started StarFantasyLeague.com, and is that just for baseball, or is it all sports?
No, we've got baseball, hockey, football, and basketball, and we're working on some new games all year. We've got a lot of exciting stuff planned.
Okay. When did you guys start the site? How long has it been around?
Yeah, the site started in late 2012, around August, September. For those of you who don't know, the site Star Fantasy Leagues, it's a platform that allows you to wager, bet real money on fantasy sports. We started late last year, and we've been growing. And we've got a lot going on. We're really excited about what we're doing.
Wow! So you can actually bet legit money during these fantasy games or fantasy leagues.
Actual cash. A lot of people don't know that this is legal. It's a very interesting.
Yeah, I was just about to ask you. Isn't that a form of sports gambling, or you're in the clear?
Certainly not. It's interesting you ask. Would you like a long answer or a short answer?
I'll take the long answer. I kind of want to know.
I'm still trying to process it. It's CK here,
Sure.
It's nice. I'm glad you're on the show. What I'm trying to figure out here is we're not talking about playing wins and losses in the spread. We're talking about actual stats based off of fantasy scoring.
Like a regular fantasy league. You just actually...
That's correct. It's not like traditional sports betting where you're betting on a money line or a point spread. You're betting on actual fantasy sports contests. So let me tell you a little bit about how it works.
Yeah.
There was a law in 2006 called the UIGEA that carved out fantasy sports betting as legal. So we started seeing, a number of sites pop up like ours, and we started ours that allows you to wager daily, weekly, or even monthly season-long games that we're developing on fantasy sports. So basically, you can deposit a certain amount of money. Say you deposit $100 onto our site. You can enter contests from $2 to up to $400 right now. And play against between one or hundreds of people. And the way it works is you get a certain amount of fake money. They call it a salary cap game. So you get $100,000, and you draft the best possible teams. So you'll pick a certain amount of players, and they are assigned different kinds of salaries based on how good they are. So say Kobe Bryant might be worth $20,000, and a lesser player may be worth something like $8,000.
Gotcha.
You draft your team, you put it together, and they all get points based on the scoring. So, say they get a certain amount of rebounds, certain amount of points that they score in the game, certain amount of steals. It all assigns a point value. Those points add up, and whoever has the most points at the end of the contest wins all the money.
So it's typical to a standard rotisserie league of fantasy baseball from that standpoint. You win the categories, you win the most categories, and you win for that week. You win your you win your money back or whatever for that week.
That's right. Yeah, and you can.
It's pretty legit.
Yeah, you can. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, you can play. You can play every sport. Every sport has different scoring and different rules, and it's definitely very exciting. If you play a one-on-one, you could play a friend, or you could play in a guaranteed tournament where we put up a prize pool, and you can compete for lots of money.
Now, what is the maximum amount of money you can bet?
On our site, the maximum amount that you can bet in one contest right now is $400. But we have plans to add larger buy-ins as the site grows to accommodate our growing player base.
That's legit. 400 bones.
Yeah, it certainly is.
400 bones, and that's depending. See, that's awesome too, because that just depends on who you got and how they do that week. I mean, it has nothing to do with the outcomes of the actual games, really. Well, I mean, in a way it does, but more or less, it's just your players.
That's right. There's a lot of skill that goes into it. I mean, you have to do a lot of research. You're finding that a lot of the players who really know their stuff are winning consistently and really making some money playing these games.
That's awesome. Wow. Now, we when I first got the email, I was told that Zach, I guess, was going to be on, and he was a big fantasy baseball guy and knew like a lot about the young talent in the league and up and coming. Are you the same way? Do you know a lot about the same guys, or is that more his forte?
I'm a big sports fan. I'm a big sports fan myself, but I'm more on the business side here. And I wish Zach could have joined you guys tonight, but he had a prior commitment. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. But yeah, we're all sports fans in the office. You kind of have to be.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You got anything else for him, CK?
Yeah. Business side of this. I mean, I guess obviously we're dealing with this over the internet and just with security and everything. I mean, what kind of platform do you use for payment and everything? Are you guys
is it PayPal or is it?
Or is there some other platform that you
guys
use?
We can process payments with PayPal. We use Authorize.net to process basically all the transactions. So we have e-check, regular credit card depositing. All the money is always safe and secure. Okay. That's one of the biggest things. It's a lot of online wagering in the past traditionally has been under fire. One of the best things about this is that since it's explicitly legal and okay to do in the U.S. and Canada, with the exception of a few states, your money's always safe. And that's really important. And I think the more and more that this industry grows, the more and more people are going to realize that it's okay.
Yeah, now we're in Maryland, so what about Maryland? Is Maryland one of those states where it's good to go?
Maryland's good to go.
Okay, because I've noticed that like a lot of these actual sports gambling sites, I've noticed that, you can't, they won't accept most like credit cards depending on the bank and everything. You might have to like Western Union it to actually get the funds in your account. Is your site everything's good to go with any type of credit card?
Everything's good to go. This is not. We don't consider ourselves to be a sports gambling site. Fantasy sports is under the law considered to be a game of skill. Yeah. Which is why it's exempt from the traditional harsh laws that apply to sports betting.
Yeah. Okay. I just wasn't sure if if the credit cards companies actually. We're up with the times, I should say.
I guess being DC based, we're DC Sports Talk Radio and everything. We might as well ask about our listeners, maybe in Virginia and Delaware, this DMV area that we call it, being centered around DC and Baltimore sports. Is Virginia and Delaware, are they both good to go in terms of the?
All good to go as well.
All good to go.
There are a couple states we don't accept. I believe it's Iowa, Montana, Vermont, Louisiana, and Quebec. There may be one more that I can't just recall off the top of my head. But, yeah, you're good to go in your little area over there.
Out of the states that you don't accept, why don't you accept it?
There are some laws in those states that make it that make it a little bit too unclear for us to sort of step in there and say, okay, this is okay.
Little too risky?
State jargon, it's all different. It's all different between each one of them.
What a game of skill and what a game of chance is.
Absolutely.
Now, where are you all actually based out of?
We're based out of Rochester, New York. And the reason we're here is because Zach and Justin, the two founders of the company, are lifelong Rochesterians, so we decided to open up shop here. We started in late 2012. Unfortunately, my father passed away a couple of years ago. But
sorry to hear that.
His work through his life, sort of afforded them the opportunity and the freedom to pursue this, which is a passion project. and being an online gaming fan and sports fan myself, it was just kind of a natural marriage for us.
Now, are you all seeing a successful turnout, or are things still kind of trending upwards?
Trending upwards for sure. So far, so good. We are so new. We have just put together such a great hand-picked team over here. We've got so many things that we're working on, and they're all exciting. New sports, new games, some never seen before types of fantasy sports games that we're hoping to launch by football season. We're just working hard, really, on our grind.
Yeah. Now, how many, I would say, active users do you have on your site? Do you have, thousands, or is it still kind of small right now?
It's still kind of small. I feel like some of the largest sites only have about 1,000 people playing right now. The industry is so new that it's really right now in its infancy. And there's a lot of opportunity here for a lot of people to come in and make some money. But we've got, at peak hours, probably around 200 people signed in, maybe a little bit less, playing our free games. And that number is growing every single day. We're seeing a lot of great sign-ups, a lot of great new players joining our community and really, contributing and enjoying what we have to offer.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I'd never even heard about it, and I know nobody else. None of these guys have. None of these guys. So,
being into the area that we're in, gambling's a big thing with Charlestown and everything. The actual table games and slots and everything like that, and some of the other talk shows that we listen to, the sports betting things that we're interested in. But this is definitely
it's
a new development.
It's revolutionary.
It's a new development.
It's the closest you can probably get to sports betting without sports betting legally.
That's exactly right. This is really the only legal incarnation of any kind of sports betting that there is in this country, and it's really, really incredible. You've got a lot of people with online gaming backgrounds that sort of came into this space, but it's the smarter people, the people that really know what they're doing in terms of where they should be focusing their companies, and like us, we feel like we have a very good grasp on what people want to see, being fantasy players for so long ourselves, and we understand that when it comes to dealing with money, there's a certain amount of trust that needs to be there. That's why
absolutely.
we're glad to be working with very good payment processors. We pay quickly, all that stuff. It's very important.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Seth. We appreciate having you on. Do you want to go ahead and tell the listeners your website again, and maybe if they can follow you on Twitter, or if you have any other social media networks or anything?
Sure, guys. Check out Star Fantasy Leagues. It's at starfantasyleagues.com. Sign up. We have free tournaments every single day. You don't have to deposit a dime. If you want to come and learn how to play daily fantasy sports, if you've never heard of it, come and say hello. We have a chat box. We'll talk to you all day. Send an email to support. You can get a personal reply from anybody that works with us, and we'd be happy to have you and allow you to learn and grow with us. Join our community.
All right. We really appreciate having you on. You got 4 guys in this room who will be signing up shortly.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Seth.
Great, guys. Look forward to it.
All right. We'd like to have you on again sometime, all right?
My pleasure. Anytime.
All right. Have a nice night.
Thank you.
You too. Take care.
All right. Well, I liked it. First of all, that's something I had no idea about.
That's a completely. I'm mind blown. Why didn't we
think of that?
Why didn't us 4 sports fanatics think of that?
I don't know. I feel like a freaking idiot right now. I didn't think of that first. I feel like a moron because that's awesome. Right now I'd be whipping DT's ass over here for about 400 bones because I'm poning him in the fantasy league.
Well, that's what happens when you have Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Wait,
he's covering the guy's got Bryce and Chris on the same team, and Trout to throw in there in the mix.
Hey, well, y'all, I'm just silly picking. I'm silly picking studs, man. I got Chris Davis in a late round too. I'm just silly at it. So I'll probably clean this whole league. I'm beating him like 11-4 right now. It's finished.
But hey, everybody, we're about to cut to the break. We're going to talk more about Chris Davis, a little bit more MLB news. As soon as we get back, we're going to take a small break and get ready to come back and get jacked with us. You're here at Lumjack Radio and Influ Fly Radio. Thank you.